Feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Welcome to the post-show wrap-up of the Shrimp Tank, coming to you from the Business Accelerant Studio. I'm Brad Berger, along with my co-host Dan Whedon, and our guest today is Dr. Ashley Keays with Keays Medical Group. We just had an intriguing and fun conversation with Ashley. To listen to the entire podcast, visit shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle or now through iHeartRadio. You can still subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, and we're always interested in your feedback, so please do not forget to rate us. So Dr. Ashley Keays, we had a great conversation, and we talked about what your medical group specializes in, which is fibromyalgia and depression. So for our listeners and our viewers who may not know exactly what fibromyalgia is, could you give us a brief overview?
So fibromyalgia is a disease of the central nervous system. It's kind of an amplification of all of the senses, an increase in our perception of light, of sound, of smell, sometimes of taste, but especially of our perception of pain. And we believe it's genetic because we see it in mothers and daughters. We see it in sisters. And I refer to women because about 95% of patients are women, and about 5% are men. And so it is this amplification of all of the senses, kind of turning up the volume, per se.
Great.
So, Ashley, one of my favorite parts of the podcast, and you'll have to listen to the entire podcast, was TMS. And I give the acronym because the only part of that acronym I know is magnetic. But TMS is a unique part of your practice. Can you talk a little bit about what TMS is and how you use it?
Yes. So TMS is transcranial magnetic stimulation. We use it to treat depression. It's a non-invasive way of treating depression without medications. And so it was approved by the FDA in 2008 for anybody who has failed one antidepressant medicine. It is used by placing a coil on the front of the prefrontal cortex, which is the front of the head, where serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine are produced, which are the three chemicals in the brain which help control mood. And so as if someone is depressed or experiences anxiety or panic, using this technique really helps improve depression. So oftentimes fibromyalgia patients experience depression, and so this can be really, really helpful. However, we also have patients who come in with just chronic depression, and this is how we treat them as well.
Well, Ashley, I think one of the unique characteristics that you have as a medical professional is that you were once a primary care physician, and now you are a specialist. And I think there's always this concern that individuals have is, what's the relationship going to be like between my new doctor and my primary care physician? So could you talk a little bit about that, having perspective from both?
Absolutely. I think it's really, really important that the specialist has a good relationship with primary care. So I do not do primary care any longer. We are only a specialty group doing fibromyalgia management and chronic resistant depression management. But I think it is essential that we coordinate with the primary care. And so because I've done primary care, I know the importance of that coordination, and we're really, really careful about making sure that we keep that open communication.
Excellent.
Well, Ashley, we want to thank you for being here. There are people out there who may be watching this and saying, I need that help, or I know somebody who needs that help. How can they contact you?
Our website, www.keysmedicalgroup.com. That's Keays medicalgroup.com. Or our phone number, 253-779-5858.
Well, once again, this is just a taste of what you can expect by listening to the entire podcast. Visit shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle or listen to us on iHeartRadio. You can also subscribe to our podcast on iTunes. We'd love to hear from you, and please do not forget to rate us. Thanks to all of our Shrimp Peeler sponsors and to you, our listeners and followers.
Well, our next show from the Business Accelerant Studio will be Wednesday, February 5th, when our guest will be Janet Kramberger with SJ Graphics. We hope you join us. We hope you join us then, because for right now, today, the hay is in the barn.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp